upsets Paper X a little bit because that paranoia from Forsaken would have been really good to layer on in for the team to focus on elbow before getting on towards the site, right? So the fact that the timing on that removes it, it's actually quite superb for DRX. Now they'll move into the eco-fragging rounds.
recovers.
Gunmin given the outlaw to go and hunt for them. They are playing for the 2 pistols as well, so they'll have a couple of better upgrades in the next round to really take the fight against Paper X if they hold on to all the other guns in this one as well. Make things very interesting come round number 15.
Really get to see them exercise that macro control. Right up through middle, while Mako has a bit of presence out towards the back. Envy though, holding the angle, down to half HP. Just looking for quick shots, quick reactions. Hyunmin able to punch through.
And now you're going to get the plant down. Paper X are going to be ready for a bit of a 2-man flank. And that's all they're going to have as something gets felled.
Bring on the flank watch. Has the Phantom as well, so this should be his. 0 point continues to clear out backside, and DRX should have a pretty good idea.
You always got to be careful about peeking into this as well. Do you think that Hyunmin might be on the other side of this one watching for the eco frags? You've been very patient. Now you're going to be rewarded. You're going to lock them in, contain them in this one. And some extra damage as well. The Phantom to be picked up and the Outlaw as well instead of the Guardian. So there's going to be some weaponry for DRX to go and try and take a challenge in this next round. But not as much as they perhaps were expecting.
Yeah, 2 pistols.
In that 4 versus 2 scenario.
DRX, actually, despite losing players, it's minimal losses, but for Paper X at the same time, starting to build up on some of these crucial ults.
See what the buy does look like as well, because with that outlaw going into
को बहुत खतरनाक खेलता भाई.
That's Paper X with the shields. Forsaken susceptible. See how he's going to take these fights.
Only Omen holding though. I'm gonna go elbow.
I can just see over in the coach comms as well.
It's okay,
Just in this round, Alex getting a little bit frazzled. So I wonder what he's taken away from the beginning stages and the comms from this defensive call for Paper X.
Kind of looks like they bit onto that 0 point.
Again, this round is very doable for DRX, right? Lots of rifles, that outlaw as well. You start to scale up. If you want to get in towards the elbow, there's a lot of combos that you can do with this composition as well. But macro game plan, bigger picture for DRX. Who do you leave where? Are you trying to insert someone on this attacking side? Looks like we're leaving Hyunmin to his own... Bane to his own devices over at the A site. So maybe he will be trying to draw attention over there, make the B side a bit easier for the team to get in.
They've also baited out several bits of utility from Paper X's side. Forsaken smokes are being spent in towards A, especially with that Prowler from Bane.
And this fake that he's trying to sell is not being by Paper X. The right members to this B side, putting something in towards mid, and he doesn't have to move from this position. Sub 30 seconds to go, DRX go into B.
Something's starting to move though, leaves his spot, takes down Bane, and then it comes down to the entry from Hyunmin onto site, he takes down 2. Davai off the top of heaven, spot out even more players. He takes down the spike carrier. 10 seconds! DRX, they've got to go! They've got to pick it up and plant it down just quick! They should have enough time. This is also time for something.
हो गया प्लान.
Creep through. Still has to saturate as well. Worries about the top of heaven. Shoulder
अबे भाई.
to end it. DRX take the lead.
And you know that's going to be a rager for Paper X. They are not going to be happy with how that one was played out. You drop the spike, there's not a lot of time, but the rest of your boys, they're on the wrong side of the map at the moment. Not exactly happy with the defenses on that one, and yes, something will take out Bane in that rotation, but you lost the way you needed to hold yourselves on that B site. Some good utility, blinding out on the back of site, getting the freebies for Hyunmin.
Timeout.
And if you've got Hyunmin starting to activate on this attacking side, it's what you need for DRX as well. You need the quote support cast to facilitate him into these sites, get those kills, get that space on this single duelist line, and play the protector of the spike. Take the further space if you need to as well. because if you are trying to go a little bit quicker, which we're not really expecting for DRX, there's going to be a lot of utility power for Paper X. So the fact that they are going to be playing this slower style, drawing out a lot of the utility, is really going to work favor for them. And Paper X have to be adapting now with that.
Which is why this timeout was called. I do worry for Alex's blood pressure, but yeah, hopefully we'll see some adjustments coming through for the upcoming rounds. Otherwise, DRX continuing with the same pace, same style, might be worrisome for Paper X as it goes on. On to an eco round for now, though.
Yep, and Hyunmin, I mean, he's still got this outlaw. It's the right weapon for this position, but he already has the ult. He already has the convergent pass. It's just kills at the end of the day. Pad them stats.
Stats, rounds, all the big numbers. To try to send us to a map 3 in this elimination series between the two big RX teams. Spots out just a bit. Nothing too informing though.
अबे मत करो
Down
पुश.
mid for Paper X now. Just the pistols, got to take some cheesy angles, some cheeky fights. DRX are just not going to give it to them at the moment.
Back in a flash.
Getting a bit closer towards some of these ults for DRX as well. If you can cycle them online for the next gun round or two, can certainly be a way that you can tick some boxes to try and close this map. Seeing nothing in mid though, Paper X. Gonna waltz over towards this B site now, and it is the right call.
Nothing in A.
अबे नहीं.
Even into the corner, some of these players unfortunately not quite able to react in time. It's in B and
Oh.
though. Not too bad, but still continuing to swing, trying to catch him on the choke. Paper X starts to get choked out as well. Reasserting himself into the site. Just something around the corner. And that will be that. DRX continue on with the round.
इको राउंड अच्छा निकाले लेकिन
I mean, they had enough money, right? It's a 4-0 start yet again on the half. So the cash isn't too bad. They have enough to splash in the next couple of rounds as well. The onus is really on Paper X to mount some defenses and mount some good decisions and shots. And this sort of execute in towards B when you've got the waylays on this map. The pathing is generally the same under the hut, right? It was the change that I did like from Paper X. I believe it was against GE where they changed the path around to the back of the site. We saw that earlier on for Hyunmin too. So having the adaptability to change that pathing and catch your opponents off guard is going to be quite paramount for Hyunmin in my mind. In this round, you still got access to that convergent pass, which you would assume can make things a little bit easier to get into this B side, especially if you're going for your practice set executes in a round such as this.
In DRX fame as well. This time pass closer towards the link area, but at the same time, Paper X continue to just flood back in, off of the run it back. Jing onto the rifle, spams into the choke. The snake bite catching onto a player as well. DRX now licking their wounds.
You've locked him out of the site, but no one is watching to the tower.
अबे वो दोनों हेवन में एक हेवन बैटल है.
He loves doing on the middle of Haven, for example, loves TPing into that B site, and no one is just wise here. How much can he get away with? 1, 2. He knows where Devai is as well. This is a 5 versus 3. I talked about it earlier when Paper X are in the 5 versus 3s and it gets pulled away from them. So for something to find that kill onto Hyunmin to make it an equal state.
माँ को बहुत खतरनाक प्लेयर है भाई.
Save face in this round.
Light speeds through. Forsaken still has his flash ready as well. Sets up the smoke to block off Heaven, but really want to watch out for the back of elbow, and that's where Mako is. Forsaken able to make the ready exchange, and Paper X move up to an 8.
I didn't get a good rate on that one for the exchange, unfortunately, though. Just Forsaken and the money. I mean, it's still problematic for Paper X as well, with just the one surviving. So they get through that round. They have to challenge massively again against what DRX has been able to save and survive with. You can see a result in the form of the shields coming into this next round. I wouldn't have minded seeing an adjustment from DRX on that execute as well when you're lobbing all this Fade Util in to second layer the C's over, because the trail gets the track in towards any link players. That was the execute that we saw the other day on this map that I really, really liked, that slight little change up of where that C's is placed. It actually does such good work. And DRX still gave that one a mighty fight to try and bring it back.
possibly a fight ensuing soon enough as well. Paper X though.
If there was any player who wanted to drop first free of charge, it would be Hyunmin.
Still don't want to count the rest out.
Oh,
Some
Forsaken might
closer
get caught.
ults. Just playing in close to it. Unfortunately, Jing will have to take the fall.
Yep, caught sleeping a little bit there. Forsaken does get the trade in amongst the smoke realm. Gets another one onto Bane as well. This one is starting to crumble a little bit at the moment for DRX. Just Hermes. And he's locked in.
Wanting to go for the spike, but the shot's not quite connecting for Forsaken.
This is doable. Envy is really low. Hermes has a flash, has a fragment. An ult if he wants to use it. It would technically reveal his position on the pulses. He'll dodge the Nightfall as well. He finds the timing onto Devi. This is so winnable for the new recruit to DRX.
Shop around the corners, low HP as well. Hermes just waits for the right opportune timing. What's this Envy gonna do? The haunt sent, positions revealed, the 0 point coming through as well. He still can't get onto the spike. Taps onto it though. And all Hermes needs is one shot, maybe not even, just waiting out the time. Envy can't get it halfway, gets the kill at the end, but does he have it? I don't think so.
No.
10-8.
That is such sensational work for Hermes. It's a bit bittersweet at the end that he doesn't get the kill for the 4K there, but what a great Red Bull clutch to come through from him. Finding the right angles, the right timing, and the shots to come out from the Guardian. Mate, I think that gun is absolutely gorgeous for him, by the way. He has just done such destruction on that gun. He plays the end perfectly as well with the fragment timing that Envy cannot stick in towards that one for. Or rather, it was a Phantom, never mind. I thought it was a Guardian.
But he has
I'm
done
getting lost in the mix. It was Envy, the one with the Guardian. Anyways, it doesn't matter at the end. Hermes comes out with a mighty clutch. That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back in this one as well. You've lost your guns yet again for PRX. It might be 11 at DRX, and I look towards some win conditions for them, Quack. They have a lot of ultimates that you kind of almost just hope that they hold on for that next round.
At the same time, PaperX continuing to feel the need to investigate. Might just be walking into crosshairs or setting up crosshairs of their own. Possible weapon picked up. Forsaken into the smoke with a shorty though. Gets taken down, but not before dragging Hyunmin through the mud. Convergent path sent into sight.
Well, same as an L command as well, so this does start to become a bit of an expensive round for DRX. If they can dislodge freeing, that's going to be great as well. An upgrade of weapons that they can pilfer.
And all these upgrades that could mean so much for PaperX right now to keep themselves in the map, to possibly close it out 2-0. Hyunmin not allowing for any of that nonsense to happen. Holds the angle, outlaw in hand. Flashes through. It's fully expected. DRX just managed to tuck away from it. A Hunts gets sent back as well. And now PaperX starts to feel the heat. Onto the spike, he sticks it. Jing, it's something. He turns back around, but lo and behold, Hermes has flaked all the way through.
His eyes are on the prize in that round at the moment, Hermes. He doesn't care about the kills, he cares about the round. The team gets down and dirty into the fights on the back of that Haunt reveal. And he catches something in transition, trying to play for the time where the spike is already half defused, trying to play for the tap perhaps. Lots of damage that PaperX throw in towards this round, but really DRX, they are holding on at the end. Costly, as I say, from the ults that they invest, but necessary. What wasn't in my mind was the convergent pass from something thrown over to the elbow. And they don't immediately try to aggro behind it. This time though, they change things up, going for the A main space. Might even lose it to freeing.
Especially with the way that he's able to swing all the way through. Unfortunately though, gets caught and it's Hyunmin who goes down.
And they'll see that there's some extra bodies here. Something gets the kill. They saw Forsaken's TP. They see that Jing gets the orb as well. You know it's a stacked side on A. It incentivizes you as DRX to flip the map over to B perhaps, but you've already got that micro-rotation from Envy. That is a very ambitious mid-peak from something. Not needed in my mind.
And it doesn't pay off either, so we're back to a slight reset.
And now, because of that as well, you know he's going for it to see if they're there, to see if they might already be up towards the guts of mid. They go patient DRX, and Marco capitalizes. You lost map control as PaperX. You had to go and find something, and you find death. Now Forsaken and Jing. for a 2 versus 4. They are here early.
Perhaps a slight opportunity. Nope, not anymore. Not with the pit coming in.
Planted.
Yeah, the flank for Jing. It was just Forsaken that was here early because he uses From the Shadows to get over very quick. But you've already got this flank, this rotation expected being held by Mr. Marco.
Just continuing to try to cut off the reinforcements. It's just Forsaken now. Might have slipped through, but oh, look at all the spams, the suppressive fire. It's down to Mako for the quad kill at the end of the round for DRX to get up to map point.
Yeah, good work, sir. Well done, Marco, there. Some great patience in the way that he collects those kills over at B, knowing that when they find something in towards mid, PaperX are going to have to try and find some space elsewhere around the map. He catches them lacking. It's very different now for PaperX, where we see in that previous series against GE, as I mentioned earlier, right, showing a lot of discipline on that defensive side, holding the choke points and not over-peaking. This time they fall back in towards something that we've seen be problematic for them a lot during this kickoff.
What the hell, indeed.
Risks not needing to be seen. No reward either. 4 map points now that PaperX have to try and come back with. DRX have put themselves in a great position right now on their map pick.
Perfectly poised to send us to a third. Hit ready and in place. PaperX try. Oh no, but look at Hyunmin.
He has purchased the perfect weapon for this situation. Every single person on PaperX's side had less armor, not full. It's regen or it's light.
The judges makes me quite nervous, Komodo.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about a great judge character though in this round for Hyunmin. Gets the outlaw kill, gets the orb, has convergent paths, and with a lot of time still on this clock for DRX, they have their choice on where they want to end. It most likely still will be towards A, perhaps in a split, unless they want to go towards a B position where Marco can TP over a little bit later on. That's not how you want to throw curveballs,
30 seconds left.
unfortunately for Jing. So to A we do go.
Slight fake flash as well to try to keep Jing invested, but still pressure is on into the A site. Jing has arrived. Sets up the Blaze Wall to try to slow things down, but it's not going to happen. Still, though, with the convergent pass anyway, it's Forsaken onto the Judge. Unbeknownst to him, though, it's the pincer maneuver all the way from the other side, and that's exactly where DRX plant their flag onto the site. It's just Davai left. He's got a Guardian, a couple of players low HP, sure, but this is so much work to do. Not quite possible. And we're going to hold on to our seats because DRX says no clean sweeps today. We're going to a map 3.
Just what a destructive half to come out from DRX. On that attacking side as well, very convincing. A different look to PaperX as well, right? Where we're seeing a lot of good decisions from them on that defensive side in the last series for GE on this very comp, and they just don't play it the same way. I don't know if it's overplaying what they thought they had. It's just a lot of wrong-timed decisions from PaperX's side, but that's not even the be-all and end-all of it. DRX made such great decisions where you kind of also can't even fault PaperX trying to feel like they need to get back in towards these rounds and falling back onto what has worked for them, what they love to do. They love to fight together as a unit, go for these plays. DRX so just very happy to have those happen, to have that come their way.
Undoubtedly.
You can see why Corrode has been a bit of a happy play for them right now.
And you see it in a lot of these rounds. I mean,
yeah.
Think to Hermes and how he's managed to clutch up, how he's managed to be that immaculate team player for the DRX squad.
Legitimately, it was a team player for the whole time on this map for DRX as well, right? Where you've got Bane's leadership coming in towards this squad. He's moving them around the map miraculously. Hermes is going on a bit of a frag mission as well, but finding the right timing on the 0 points. Some good flashes as well. Freeing, he has such a difficult task to do on the defensive side as well as that Viper, where a lot of it he is playing by himself. There were some slip-ups that PaperX capitalized upon, don't get me wrong, but ultimately did his job. And I'm just going to keep rambling through. Hyunmin, great kills coming out. Marco as well. Timing, assistance, frags, multis, gorgeous. DRX really stood up on this map to send us into the third breeze to see who will be eliminated. Now, Analyst Des, what do you guys think?
Oh, we are are going into Breeze. It is going to be a map 3, and I don't know why I was so naive to think like, oh, PRX is probably going to take this map. We're going to have a 2-0. Of course not. This is the RX Derby. It's going all the way into 3 maps.
Yeah.
13-8 is the scoreline. But again, every single round was really, really close, and we had some amazing individual plays within each and every round.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like PRX in that first half were the much better team. They got it to 7-5 after losing pistol and bonus.
Yeah.
They were definitely up strategically. Then the half flips, they lose yet another pistol and bonus and cannot find a foothold in this powerful DRX attack. Great composure by DRX to really stay calm, bring this map back, ultimately, you know, get this map pick, and now they're taking it all the way to Breeze.
Yeah, I thought it could have been similar to the first map, honestly. Like, realistically, if that Hermes clutch doesn't come through, I could have seen PaperX get going a lot more on their defensive side, but this was really the tale of 2 attacking halves. Great recovery from Marco after a very poor performance there on Haven. He was very much here to play, whereas Devi goes missing a little bit more when he's not on the chamber, and that's what you often get in these series. It's like individually, you have different players step into the limelight for either squad, depending on what map it is and their level of comfortability. Both of the Waylays having very, very good games, and I think that's going to be transformative for PaperX going forward. If something gets comfortable on the Waylay and Agent that he's only just started playing in officials, that could really open up a lot more double duelist looks for PaperX.
Yeah, for sure. It's looking very, very exciting for Something and the rest of PaperX indeed. But going back into this match, there were a lot of those moments that you just felt like PaperX should have had this round, but DRX managed to make a comeback. But like as we saw, Something was able to put up a really, really good performance. We're seeing some of his highlights here right now.
Yeah, I mean, we want to talk about both the Waylays. Both Something and Human, I felt like had very, very strong games. Of course, Something topping the server in terms of kills. This clutch especially really managing to keep that momentum going in that first half. And I mean, I think when you have the head-to-head like this, it's very easy to compare the two on this kind of Waylay. But ultimately, despite Something's power in the server getting these kills, he can't get his team across the line because Hyunmin is a much more team-focused Waylay, I would say, and he really does lead them forward in these rounds.
I mean, both of them had better performances actually on the attacking side, and we often say that, especially on the attacking side, it can be really hard to get going on the Waylay. Yeah, this execute was gorgeous from DRX. I mean, if you go back and you watch their last game on Corrode again on Full Sense, they were playing a lot of like that initial wave of util to be able to get control of the mains. They did do that this game, but they actually shoved Hyunmin up mid a whole lot more on the game against Full Sense. This time, they would often throw that first wave of initiator util, and then like you said in that round that you were talking about, they would just contact one of the mains and then kick off an execute, which is not something that they showed very much against Full Sense. So they really did change up their approach on the attacking side, and this is another example of just how adaptable DRX can be game to game.
Yeah, I mean, they have such great scripting as well. When they go into that site, it's rehearsed, it's well drilled. They have multiple looks, multiple ways to take each site, and it really does enable Hyunmin to be the best he can be on that Waylay.
Well, we've always known this team as a team with infinite protocols. They are just so well rehearsed, as you mentioned. They have an amazing playbook and amazing coaching staff as well. So it's no wonder that Hermes has been able to fit into this roster so well, and you see how his performance, how his teammates push him to this kind of performance that we have here.
I mean, this clutch is really the thing that gets this game across the line. Forsaken has a bit of a whiff, opens it up, he baits out that ult, dodges it, and plays so well for time here. This guy does not look like a rookie when he's pulling off clutches like this, and ultimately this is a massive swing round. Forces PaperX down onto that eco. It's worth 2 for him to step up in that 1 versus 3.
Yeah, if you look at this graphic as well, worth highlighting, it's been a while since DRX have played Breeze that we'll see as the third map. Actually, PRX has played it more so recently than DRX had, and this was the game where Hyunmin went completely missing for DRX, and they still managed to win. So I feel like now Hyunmin's back in form. This is going to be a different looking DRX on this map, and interestingly enough, if both teams stick to the comps they last played, we might actually get a mirror here, and it might be a Hyunmin versus Jingjet. I expect PRX to change. Honestly, I wouldn't even be that surprised if DRX changed, but if we get a mirror here and it's Hyunmin v Jing on the Jet, I think that this man's going to be showing a different level of form compared to this first game.
Oh, absolutely. We saw that, we knew that in the first game, Hyunmin was not feeling like himself. So I feel like now that DRX has like managed to heat up, really, really synergize, we're going to be seeing a different story, but my question for DRX is if they're going to be applying that double initiator that they have been really committing to on Breeze.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, this is a map that we've not seen them change on yet, but I do think there's worlds where you can make it work. I think there are good second initiators on that map if you choose to do it, even though it doesn't make as much sense as some of the other maps.
I feel like double duelist and double controller is much better on this map than double init. Like double init feels like a little bit of a thing of the past when like Sova KO was meta. Yeah. That's what kind of the combo that you might see.
I would expect Sova KO if they do make the change, but I don't think they need to on Breeze because of the size and kind of scale of that map. It's more Paper X that I want to see make a change. They came into kickoff debuting Brimstone on the Breeze. They got a win, and then we saw them swap away, standardize the comp a little bit more to what we're seeing from these other teams, and they're yet to win with this new composition. In my mind, take it back to that Brimstone. Throw in another mix-up here. This is your last chance, so you don't want to go out without a fight, if you're asking me here. So I think Paper X, they're a team that, you know, have always been able to change, always been able to try new things, but I'm a little bit worried about if they come in with a mirror here.
Yeah, absolutely. Last chance for both of these teams. This is the third map, and this is an elimination match. The only match we have today. So both of these teams, they have to give it their all. It's a bit of a handshake in our first two maps, as we saw. Paper X takes one, DRX took the previous one, but now it all comes ahead here on Breeze. So I think if both teams are going to mix something up to throw the other one off, why not? You might as well just throw that card in.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I feel like if you played the same comp twice, especially if you're an adaptable team like Paper X, and it's not worked, then I think it's time to bring a change, and I think that they're skilled enough to be able to do that.
You know they're watching you. Yeah. You know they're reading every single move. They've studied you.
Exactly.
Right?
So, I mean, it's do you go back to that Brimstone? Because I quite liked it on the map. I feel like it gives you so much punch, especially around B. So I would love to see them lean back into that, but I'm just not sure if they will.
I'm feeling pretty safe for DRX, honestly. Like, I felt like even in the wins, Paper X hasn't looked super convincing on this map. For me, DRX, I feel like Hyunmin had one of his worst games I've seen in Pacific, and they still won on this map, and I think they've got a lot more legs in them. So I think DRX is feeling very confident they can take this series, and for that reason, especially watching the last two games, the win and the loss for Paper X, I'm expecting them to make some kind of a change here, and that's got to work for them, or they're probably going to lose this series.
Yeah, I feel like Paper X just have so much more unforced mistakes. You know, it's like it's their own undoing. Wherein like each round when they lose it, like it's probably somebody's just not peeking that corner or somebody's just not looking here. But as for DRX, I feel like they just have those kinds of things covered a lot more. So it's just tiny mistakes for Paper X, but Paper X, you just have to build into this energy of this team, and hey, you guys are right.
I mean, just briefly, DRX, not really too many changes. Their attacking side was great against Full Sense, so we got to see a little bit more depth on this defense. If Hyunmin can get going, gets the op in his hands, or maybe even Hermes to make a few more plays than on the KO Viper, this could go well for them.
Yeah, Paper X are making a change. We're seeing them move away from Astra to this Omen, but more importantly, it's the personnel change.
Yes.
Jing is the one on the Omen. The Joman is back. Something is on the Jet, and that's the guy you want on this agent, if you're asking me. And Forsaken will be taking that second duelist of the Yoru. I like this a lot more for Paper X. Much happier with this. I think we got a map 3 on our hands.
I think this is going to be interesting as well. If something starts playing Waylay and Forsaken looks good on the Yoru, I think this could open up a lot more comp options for Paper X if they can even survive this series.
Yeah, this is looking exciting indeed. You're having something a bit more classic come out from Paper X and the Joman out as well. But can DRX close this out? Who is it going to go to? Is it going to go to Paper X or is it going to go to DRX in this elimination match? We're tossing it over to our casters, Komodo and Quack.
Oh my goodness, we got the Joman, we got something on the Jet. This is tournament life on the line. This is Master Santiago on the line. Paper X, DRX, Komodo, what do you got?
Following along with what Pilsky said, I think it does give Paper X more options, but how much depth are they going to have if they lose this here? Because then they have to reset for stage 1, where we might see changes come in across the board. Now, Paper X on these changes, playing the Vitality comp right now, we'll see how they're going to fare with it, because this is also for kickoff Forsaken's first duelist and Jing's first non-duelist. So we're really changing it up technically and stylistically for individuals that Big Time was saying coming in towards this one. What we're not changing though is pace. Paper X straight with the runners on in towards this A site.
as always. DRX bringing that stability as well, so nothing too much change on their side. Even positionally, Mako off to the back of Orange, unfortunately. Shot down by Forsaken, but here comes Hyunmin. Sheriff right on through, alongside Hermes, and instantly it's 1-love.
Yeah, the pistol over towards DRX as well, so it's going to be 3-2 in their favor. And how far are they going to be able to snowball with this one as well, right? Last map, for those that might have missed it, in the very beginning, a 4-0 start for DRX on both sides. Both bonuses going their way, leading into some stellar opportunities for them to close that map, 13-8. So getting the pistol in this one is going to be bringing bold confidence for them. Hyunmin already as well, hitting them shots, getting up the Marshall. See what he's going to be able to capitalize upon, as he is at the right location for some good old frags.
Spamming those shots all the way through, but look towards middle.
Something in mid.
Unfortunately taken down by Hermes.
Oh, just the pistols. And how much stock do we put in them for Paper X, right? What are they going to be able to do? Don't even think we've seen a single Thrifty this series.
Oh my god, you might be, well, right, technically. Close to it. There were some rounds where they did have half-buys, but right now, though, doesn't look like this is going to amount to much.
You wouldn't expect so, unless there's some timing that Forsaken can find, as he is by his lonesome self over at the A site. I see the Yoro and I think to myself it's something, but it's not. It's how long it's been since we've seen him on a tool list.
It's Forsaken. But still, we managed to go up middle. Trying to re-peek back in. Hyunmin's still there.
Yeah, not the player you want to be waltzing in towards the crosshairs of for sure right now, and he's just farming up a storm, looking for the 4K that Hermes may very well steal after spotting him out, which will be the case. The double duelists of DRX off to the races, and now we'll start to see a Paper X to have what it takes on this attacking side of Breeze, a map that you feel like that they've been, I'll call it,
played it in its full sense.
Hit and miss on. It's not looked massively confident for Paper X. I kind of agree with what Big Time was saying. If they wanted to do a slight change, bringing the Brimstone back as opposed to Astra, we'll see the depth of this series, what this current agent composition looks differently in. But the loss against T1, the loss against GE, they were not good-looking halves that we're seeing from Paper X on the attack. The second one a bit better, but still not good.
Certainly not. Still, though, now that they've got the guns, they're just kicking down the doors into the A site.
Yep.
Hermes and Hyunmin
shot.
still! Not to mention the fact that now they're close to their ults. Hyunmin at the very least. Paper X still trying to work around possible smokes. Devi has to bring the screen back up. Trying to get the spike down.
You're just playing from a deficit right now for Paper X. A 4 versus 2 where you've got guns aplenty for DRX as well. You can get Bane on a line. He should be good for something. It's Hyunmin, though. Oh, he's got it too.
Sidestepped. Brings out the blades. Might not even be necessary. Jing just trying to smoke himself out of a hairy situation. But look at Hyunmin dancing around. He's on to the third. And then you've got stars to support. Devi slips back into the smoke to take down his opponent, but still has 2 more targets to go. Can he really hang on to his life for the spike? Not quite. Bane picks up the bonus for DRX.
That's another bonus for them as well. That is so far 3 pistols in a row, 3 bonuses in a row. How much further are they going to get away with here before we require Alex and Wenla to have a chat with the guys? Those were not butter knives in that round from Hyunmin whatsoever. Those were sharp steak knives, and he's delivered it straight through your chest. That is a very hurtful round for Paper X.
Kunai? No? Throwing knives?
Well, they're throwing it for sure right now.
You're absolutely right. I mean, Paper X has had a week to work on this, or at least to prep for what the map feeder could have been.
Well, it was DRX having the choice to go to Split or Breeze, and you can definitely understand why they chose to go to Breeze with what slop we've seen from Paper X in the past couple of series. So we are really requiring more from the SEA side in this installment. And for this current pistol round of theirs with the Sheriffs, Jing's going to get an upgrade, removing Hermes.
Too bad for now. It does put DRX into a Bit of a stalled state.
Not budging too much around the map for DRX either. There is a gap up through mid that you could technically see Forsaken try to find, but you don't feel too confident in going by yourself in that sort of situation. You're going to try and barrel roll your way in towards this B site perhaps as Hyunmin finds Forsaken. And there's some good timing on the back of this util mark for PaperX as well. They are just going to try and get in towards this site. Throw caution in the wind.
Especially with the paranoia sent through. But look at Hyunmin, nearsighted, he still finds the shot. And then turns back around as well with more support around the site. PaperX completely felled by Hyunmin.
And he'll see his teammate in freeing pick up 1,000 kills in VCT Pacific as well. For me, the layering was not as good as an onion in that one for PaperX as well. Everyone into that B site there didn't really do it together. It was one after another with the TP from Jing going up, with the dash coming in from something as well. There was a paranoia, but it was all very split and individual from the squad essentially to get on in. There was dancing around the site delivered nicely from DRX. Not really the good way for PaperX to get in towards that site. And now we are going to see what they have with the big old weapons. And the boomstick for Hyunmin here.
Push boys. I smoke for you.
There's smoke one way.
Nice. Go. Kami boys, I'm gonna join. You don't need to wait for the GG.
Double door.
Communicating on for it, but still not quite aware that Hyunmin could be online with an operator. They go breaking into cave, and it's Envy who takes down the kill against Mako.
Well, 5 versus 3. You cannot falter in this one, PaperX. You've got your advantages, though. Rotation's already here for DRX of 2. The operator, an orange, and a peek out from Bane, shut down.
Still the angle being held. Shots flying by, positions now revealed. PaperX getting the spike down. They're in full control. Heard how they were calling for the smokes and pushes into A side off the initial kills, but now it's a question of whether or not DRX can actually hold on to their guns.
Yeah, there's a bit of a hunt starting to come down for PaperX as well. It's not too favoured to remove these guns, to be honest with you, because they've got cash for days, so you want a bit of a premium on holding your own weapons for PaperX here. They'll get on the board. They'll hold with 5 alive as well. Good recognition again to go through B early and remove Hermes. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some adjustments for DRX in amongst mid for the next round. For a way potentially to get that operator onto a power line as well and try and find some good advantages for Hyunmin perhaps.
Still have valuable tools.
I mean, the guy's on 12 kills already. He's certainly come to the races on this third map here. A slow, steady start across the first 2 maps. If he continues on this trajectory, be on for a mass casualty affair, you'd assume.
Stay safe.
Do see Hermes inching to go back in towards middle.
Yeah, but this is the adjustment that I sort of talk about as well, right? Putting Bane there instead of over towards A.
My ult is ready.
You got a little bit of a buddy system as well. You're not seeing anybody come up the elbow too hard just yet for PaperX on the initial engagements as well. It's a bit of a stalemate. So we are definitely right now in the position, trying to wait and see what PaperX's calling is going to look to be. If they can prod and poke over towards this B site, or if they want to go on the back of the dimensional drift starting to come on in. It brings out the TP from Hermes to get over here. And the doubling down with the Hunter's Fury as well, freeing dead rights.
Yeah, completely caught. Still though, Hermes around backside, goes for the flash, but it's something quick to respond. As soon as the doors get broken down, it's 2 players from DRX left alive.
And that's just an immediate save call as well. Marco yet to really see some fights in this map at the moment when we think to what we saw last time for DRX on this map of Breeze as well against Full Sense. Marco was the one kind of manhandling Full Sense with all of the kills in that one. Hyunmin and Hermes with the former being pretty much absent. So for Marco, I want to see a bit of a turnaround a little bit in the next couple of rounds. Operator to the wayside, away with you. Might even be another 5 live scenario for PaperX here too. They look to double their scoreline.
From 1 to 2.
Yep. 1 foot in front of the other. Marco going to be holding onto the gun for the next round as well. solemn claps in the arena here.
Like right next to us.
You just saw him just before the flash came into play.
There's always the thing about, you know, the way that Paper X plays. You keep their speed, sometimes it works out, sometimes DRX catches on to it. Up to this round though, Hyunmin, sights train towards middle. It's Mako, possibly feeling the heat.
Oh, you got to cancel that one. As Marco going to try and do what he can around the site, ask for some assistance from Hyunmin with this operator. Rest of Paper X trying to find the gaps around it as Forsaken does do exactly that, doubling down. This is going woeful for DRX off the get-go, and it just feels like they're locked out again from this site.
Also a very readable spot. Hyunmin backed in towards orange. He wants to get away from it. Might be another save call already.
Yeah, you are just not getting back in towards this one in a 3 versus 5 when you've got Paper X just completely overwhelming the site. You would have had to see a world in which Marco or Bane found a kill before an untimely death.
Of all the lines to take Forsaken, right between the pyramids.
Yeah. Certainly finding the right position to put the pain on DRX, because this is now going to translate into a 3 in a row. And we start to wonder, is this the moment on this attacking half that PRX have found the way that they need to navigate things by themselves without needing Alex's intervention just yet, right? Because this is map 3. This is an elimination game. Your timeouts from Termi, from Alex in this map need to be probably the most important that we've seen so far. Freeing also loses his life at the tail end of that one as well. It's going to be a rebuy for DRX into the next round, and a paused timer as well that you would assume is from DRX, not from Paper X. Even though they're in the lead, they need a chat. They've lost
in a row.
They've lost their momentum.
We'll see what the changes could very well be, because Paper X has been just absolutely tearing through sites.
You know, if this was like what we've seen in the past from a couple of teams, this is the time where you have your bank built up a little bit, you get the Odin, you start spamming over at A, you try to lock out your opponents from that, for example, or you're trying to do a bit of a mid-crunch as well. And not seen that too much from DRX. We also haven't seen too much on a requirement for them on the defenses when Marco was really putting in the goods. Right now, definitely waiting on that. How are we lifting Marco up as an individual on this one? How are we playing around his Viper util? It's just been disrespected time at a time.
Might not see it soon though. As you mentioned, in this current round, it's a rebuy, light shields, regen shields, nothing much to do else for Mako.
We've got a lot of buys for Paper X to come in fashion, which is going to be good for them to start to gain more rounds in a row, time and time again. How far can they run?
Same screen as well coming through, but now
Scanning ahead.
Swap things around a little bit. You do have Hermes into A this time.
Yeah, Bane going to be the one to gallivant around mid with no exit strategy either. So he really would need to plant his feet if he wants to stay there.
Right here.
So where Paper X chooses the right spot.
Generally over to this B side as well, you're seeing the TP to an elevated ladder spot, and you're seeing the dash on in. It's not going to happen this time. Well, the dash is, but no TP. Bane puts himself in the right spot, but gets droned out. That's a bit of an awkward one for him, and freeing as well. The shots go by the wayside. It starts to become a bit of an issue for DRX.
Again, feeling quite overwhelmed. Despite the shot from Hyunmin in response, he still has to back off, save it again.
You're just locked out of this one, aren't you, Heya? Ill timing for Bane as well, caught in the drone when the execute comes through from Paper X. It's a 2 versus 4 where you lose your smokes as well, right? Yes, you do have your your poison orb rather at the front choke of the B side, but you can't even really use that for Marco because it's such an open site and you're just at a disadvantageous position with the numbers that you have here. You have to go for the save, and now it really is a position for DRX that they are running away with their tail between their legs.
You would think the upcoming round, they can't really afford too much either.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Paper X round to round, the anticipation is phenomenal.
And at least for Hyunmin and Marco, they will hold on to the weapons for the next round. But what are the adaptations going to start to look like on this defensive side at the moment? You've got that drift for Hermes. Are you using it off the rip to try and get away, get an advantage with a freebie to start things off? Or are you holding on to it for the proper big buy rounds a little bit later on, seeing what you can get in your hands for this current round, which is going to be the force up. Some light shields and a guardian for Bane, one away from the Hunter's Fury. If you're getting that, it's good. If Hyunmin gets the blades online, juggle some things as well, perhaps. But this is a very, very crucial round for DRX for their defenses. Bring a bit of stability into their pockets.
Oh. Hermes, Mako, possibly Hyunmin as well from top bridge.
I like the shot onto that clone as well from Orange.
Would scare PaperX potentially, but look at how they just continue to barrel through.
And they still clear all of these angles too.
Bane at least being able to trade right back, but now the site in control for PaperX. Continuing to pepper flashes though, and the Hunter's Fury. DRX trying to put some pressure against PaperX, and it works a treat. Hyunmin finds the angles necessary, and Freeing now shows up from the back of middle. It's just Envy left. He's trying to tap his way through. Finds the first shot, goes for a slight tap on the spike as well, but off to the 90-degree angle. Slightly revealed. He continues to jiggle back and forth around. Plays around his opponent's Cloud Burst. Takes down Bane. And slowly continuing to isolate further angles.
Got the dart. Gonna be destroyed.
Hyunmin revealed. But there's one more. He's not entirely sure where he could spring out from. He's trying to bait them out into the open. DRX not biting. Envy starting to budge. He walks out into the open, takes down Hyunmin, looks for the ankle, but Freeing denies! DRX back in the lead!
I knew where Freeing was in that moment in time because it was Freeing the one, I believe, to destroy that dart. The question was, where was Hyunmin? He manages to find that one in an attempt of what? The 1 versus 4. Very cheeky to get the kill onto the operator as well in Bane's hands in that juggle affair. And it's a round that was desperately needed for DRX. Not one found with an iron fist, however. Very loose handshake affair between the teammates on DRX's side in a 4 versus 1 advantage position. But now you got to try and crack that egg again, don't you? PaperX, another buy here. Very pacey again in towards this A site that Hermes is going to try and shut down with Hyunmin.
I'll handle this. Pathing this time. Somewhat red. Off the different angles and also dimensional drift into cave.
Yeah, he's going to exit the ult as well. He does technically have a 1 versus 1, but he doesn't know that Devi is still playing in towards the back lanes. Just behind him, Devi is going to take the Outlaw shot and get rid of him. So it's advantage no longer for DRX for numbers.
Hunter's Fury then comes out, but look at Mako, ready as ever. Takes down another player, but then Jing into the corner. Tries to track onto Hyunmin, but dancing all across midair. Makes it a tough target to hit. A second kill, but not a third. On towards the thumb. Oh, a kill unfortunate, but at least Bane came up from behind. DRX onto a 6.
Sure, that could have been so awkward and so problematic for DRX. Freeing gets caught trying to place a star. He's lucky enough that Bane doesn't miss the shot in that moment in time, because imagine a world where the timing gets the better of you there and you lose the round. That would have felt so bad deep in your stomach. As Hyunmin does what he does best with the blades as well. A good trade from Bane. Oh, but my oh my.
Timeout.
These rounds are starting to get very weird, very strange. Timeout invested for PaperX as they try to chase an equal scoreline at the half.
That would help them out a lot as we think to how they might play their composition on the defense.
Have to wait and see. Pistol rounds got a little bit sore for them, so you know regardless of halftime scoreline, it's going to be the pistol needed. But there's still 2 more rifle rounds to play in this half right now. Hyunmin, well, doesn't have access to the blades. You can assume that he's still going to have that operator in hand unless Hermes wants to be the one with the Yoru to hold that and change the approach for DRX on the defenses. But that's not going to be the case here. Hyunmin with the op over towards B for a potential early B investment. Ooh. Which is going to be a different look to DRX that we've not seen just yet. So Jing needs to be very careful. There's been some timing found from him pushing up through the elbow. So it's a It's a very informational charge play for DRX. And, well, King is going to get away with that one, but not with his life. Passes the first problem of that op, loses to Hermes.
Lost one of those smokes. We even spent the Shrouded Step to actually get across, but still not expecting a secondary layer. Now Paper X still trying to find any lead in this round.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that the barrier drop call for them isn't to try and play on the back of Forsaken using the Dimensional Drift to facilitate the team to get on in and go for a bit of a pit play. It is going to be a potential latter scenario style for them right now as they sell a bit of a ruse over towards this A site with the smokes and the Yoro with the drone to come out from Envy as he gets inserted into the A site a little bit later on, and Freeing could upset things over at this site here of B.
Done pretty good at dodging the flashes for now. DRX has arrived on the site. Bank a lot onto the pit, and that's where Envy finally managed to show up. Mako gets taken down, but inside of the pit, spike plant denied. It's Hermes pushed all the way through. Something tries to hang back, but that's where he gets caught. And now it's Forsaken still circling around the pillar alongside Envy to try to hold on to the round. Jumps up off to the ledge, gets spotted by the head. Down to the 1v2. Envy looks for a shock dart kill, but it's not going through just yet. Still needs to get the spike down because he's only got 10 seconds left. All around the pillar. He tries to hunt. He takes down one. It makes it a little bit more possible. Still though, spotted out by the top of the boxes. It's DRX continuing to extend this lead.
Last round in the
That makes things very difficult around that B side as well when you lose Jing first and foremost, but then when the team starts to go on in, Envy. A checkbox for him, he finds Marco off yonder at the A site. That plan worked, but the rest of the plans around this B site did not. Hermes finds Devi in the pit, and that was kind of a lot of the be-all and end-all scenario for Paper X. That pit was the play to get the plant, survive in, win the round. And it just becomes very awkward at the end there to try and get things back. The battles around the back of the side as well just looked extremely awkward. It looked like DRX was playing with their food, to be honest with you. As we move into the last round of the half right now, it is all 5 towards this B site for Paper X.
Where you can still think there's still a chance that this goes 8-4. Freeing into the corner around the smokes. Hermes taking down Forsaken as he TPs across.
Yep.
It's 3 players left surviving already for Paper X.
And that TP position for Forsaken is so ambitious because it's the normal place that Yoru's send TPs here, but you're generally backing that up with an Astra ultimate and a little bit of a pocket. They're not playing the Astra anymore, so it's a very risky TP into the open without the team to help you there. A missed op shot comes on through, but it's still a 2 versus 5 that Paper X have to really try and dig deep to find.
Last round of the half anyway, you might as well go for it. A wild step in from Jing. Retrieves the spike and wants to set the smoke down to try to get a plant through. He actually tries to bait them out, but once again, DRX exercising discipline. Not to mention, look at the minimap. Mako all the way from behind.
I mean, if he finds one kill, he could technically ult over towards the A side of the map with this Omen. But they're just not giving it to him. There's the recognition from DRX. They know that that's available. They know that's an avenue that they drop this round. So let him go for the plant. Let him try to work a 1 versus 3. Because remember, you do not win a 1 versus 3. You lose a 3 versus 1. And that is not going to happen here for DRX. They will win that convincingly at the end. And that is going to be an 8-4 half that they will come away with.
I love that saying. DRX never loses. You would hardly see them lose these.
Yep. You got to see a bit of Omen unfamiliarity in that moment for Jing as well when he swings out from the pillar and immediately brings out the dark cover. Feels like the mindset there is either dashing on the jet that you used to do or it's pulling out the curveball that you did on the Phoenix previously. It's just falling into a state of comfort because you play 2 maps as the Phoenix. You're going for a pick like that. You're thinking, I'll flash around the corner. Oh, I'm playing Omen smokes. Wrong click, misclick. Oh no.
Let's go.
Regardless, 4 to 4 to 4.
halftime.
That's the way that these rounds have been gathered so far, and now we switch things up. A pistol desperately needed for Paper X as they move on to the defensive side of this map. This half, folks, will determine who goes home and who will not have a chance to try and get into Masters Santiago. This is the elimination part of the bracket. This is the lower part of the triple elim format.
Still have more games to go, that's right.
Yeah, you got another game after this as well. The loser of T1 and DFM awaits the victor of this.
Do have at least a day break to kind of regroup yourself, but right now at least fighting for your life. Alex really feeling the pressure. Paper X at least right now 2 out of 5 pistols so far for the day. But we'll see as it all comes down to how this second half begins. Their defensive side.
And what reads do you have on the tape as well, right? We've not seen too much here from DRX, right? Just that game against Full Sense.
One game.
How much do you play in from that? On the flip side as well, a little bit more from Paper X, right? 3 showings of it. Tendencies to be seen for DRX. This pistol round right now. Paper X going to the B side of the map.
Need that back.
They're actually pushing out alongside their screen.
They could find freeing, don't get me wrong. But then what?
Could find them. Information found, and it's already DRX to swing off contact. At least something. Dive straight in against freeing. Envy as well shows up around middle. DRX suddenly alert.
Yeah, that was a much needed kill from him, but does he overplay his hand, right? It's a 3 versus 2 right now. You need to play to the high percentages as Paper X. You've got the numbers. You'll play together, holding each other's hand, going in for a reclear of A main at the moment. But by the timing, Marco and Hermes, they can sneak into this A side as well. Potentially get a bit of a backstab onto something if they wanted. Or look elsewhere. They'll start to clear up through towards mid. They will manage to dodge Paper X's location. Or will they? Marco holding around mid, waiting for the poisons. They'll come on up.
You got 40 seconds.
Yep. They're doing their due diligence to try and clear any cheeky position the Paper X could play in, but by taking this merry stride, they are going to walk into a firing squad.
Might not look at the angle, though. Turns around, Hermes finds a shot, but Envy as well. A lot of support on the Paper X side, because it's also Jing with the Ghost. It's Mako, 11 HP now. Sticks the spike, just for some extra credits. Whether or not he can survive is a whole other thing. He at least takes one more down with him. But otherwise, Paper Rex with the pistol.
Yeah, very desperately needed, as Marco finds one more kill to the tally. He's gone very missing on this map at the moment. Bane is down there as well, technically, but calling good on DRX's defensive side. Now it's time for everyone to try and step up, to try and close this map, to try and get that victory. But for Paper X as well, needing to also hit the shots, needing to make some very smart defensive decisions where we think quite questionable over on Corrode from map number 2 in this series. Some upgrades of the pistols for DRX here, some bandit plays for the duelists.
Sheriffs, Marshals, Guardians for the side of Paper Rex.
Oh, Devi has the stinger and he could get technically overwhelmed at the moment. It depends on the pathing of DRX. He's trying to hold the way that he can. The pistols, they're looking pretty good for DRX, don't get me wrong. There's some kills here.
For DRX, that's right.
Envy as well.
Still continue to push through. They've picked up the stinger.
Yep.
Taking some damage from perhaps the Viper utility somewhat.
Oh, this is going to be down to timing as well for Envy, isn't it?
Oh, they're
He's
still
just
tossing
got
weapons
around.
Yeah, Envy can hear all of this, but as he swaps through, it's Mako getting the drop.
Oh, the timing on the drone as well is going to be ill-advised, and Jing will capitalize on that one. It is a second round here, Quack, for Paper Rex, but it technically does get close in numbers. 2 survive for the defensive side.
Slight investment from Paper X as well.
And they're going to try their hand at seeing what they can do in this round as well, because you almost feel like you don't need the bonus, but you certainly would love to be able to find it.
Especially when you were down 8-4, yeah. Might not be able to find it now. You got Guardians, you got Phantoms. Well, 1 Phantom. Forsaken onto a Sheriff. They're looking to peek outside of B again. Jinx setting up for the flash. DRX hanging back. They've gotten all the information they need. Jinx sends it. Paper X trying to get a go, but not quite finding too much. It's Envy.
How's he found that? He had a dart earlier on. Just absolutely wallbanged him. Take a throwback to that location. Peaked all the time. And Autumn from GE expected it and 1-tapped him to oblivion. It's a great opener on a Hyunmin though. looking to do the heavy lifting for DRX at times as well. Now you can play a little bit further back. You've lost this space of mid. Envy still looking after things with a Hunter's Fury in store if required, but now getting a little bit overzealous and ambitious, but it's rewarded.
Okay. Really slows things down for the side of DRX, not to mention this judge on the other side of the door.
It's uncharacteristic for PaperX though, isn't it, mate? They are playing super slow, and maybe they needed to at the moment as something just roars for two, and Marco will be spotted in just a mere moment.
30 seconds
Okay.
left.
Still spots up the head by the end of the flash at least. Back into cave. Shot, but she swings out wide. Envy with the Guardian still.
Yeah.
Those were all singular taps.
If there was ever a time for Envy to feel integrated in towards this roster right now, and you needed to have a bit of a proving moment, this was the time to do it, mate. He's just got him through. That's crazy.
Bonus picked up.
Bonus picked up indeed. Some upgrades of weapons as well. Envy is certainly stepping up here on the Sova for this map. But it's got to be full focus for PaperX to continue, doesn't it? They're knocking on the door of DRX now. I said about that bonus, right? Gonna have a bit of an investment. You would absolutely love the bonus. And they'd be licking their lips that they managed to find it. Can't say the same for DRX right now, though.
Really would have to watch out for how PaperX have themselves set up currently. It's always Envy top middle. They've died a couple times to it. And then you just saw like that little set play with Ching sending out Noman Flash down towards elbow on B side. Almost feels like it's back to the drawing board for DRX. After this timeout, though, we'll see.
Kind of needs to be a little bit, though, right? You're playing double duelist at the moment. You want to make sure that you're getting very oppressive, but you also need to make sure that you're getting set up nicely from the likes of banging on this over, that the timing for freeing on the Astra is going to look good for them. This is an uncharacteristic buy.
Okay.
This is going to be a window peak, if you'd ever bloody seen one. And Devi, if you die, you should only laugh this off. Because if you don't, and you let this get the better of you...
Now I kind of want him to die.
5 marshals for DRX.
God. Oh.
You hear 1 and you think that there's some slight investment. You hear 2 and you start to wonder what is happening. You hear 3 and then you assume that they've bought up a bit. So we'll see what does happen in the adjustment sphere for PaperX right now. Forsaken tagged to 50. They're going to try and chip away at PaperX's health little by little and give them some 1,000 cuts before death.
They're pinging out towards tunnel at least. PaperX.
There we go. This is where it could happen.
Oh my god. Envy here to save the day a little bit. You got a little toxic screen set up as well. Devi hungry for more though. Up to the top of the ledge, he finds a couple. And then here comes Forsaken. Spinning back around. The Marshals won't do too much in this current round.
No, they get a kill on the back of Hermes. Some good headshots come out from that Marshal, but the other ones, just a little bit of damage. A tied scoreline now. And by pattern, 4 for DRX next?
Very possible.
Got to see what they're going to do, though, of course. As so far, it has looked lacking on this attack side for them. And when you look towards what they did against Full Sense, it was the attack side that was 8-4. They started with 5 in a row on their attack. This time they've not been able to do so.
They smoke from me. Viper.
Johnny.
Maybe double door, guys. Double door. Split A, boy. I'm with you. In jet already. Jet's inside, boys.
Well, PaperX know that they're inside the A side at the moment, but are they going to be able to contain them, or do they have to go for a bit of a retake? Hermes gets out of the drift at the wrong time. Something dispatches a Marco as well. This is what we saw from PaperX work great on Haven. The flood before the plant, and they're looking to really cut the knees off of DRX here again.
Freeing separated from Bane as well, not to mention. Bane wants to get the spike down, but he knows it's just not safe. PaperX hiding inside the smoke, and as soon as the curtain falls, it's the end of the round. PaperX take the lead and steal it away from DRX.
And they are limping at the moment. They are looking so soft right now, DRX. We need to see something better come in from them. They're not giving the fights with advantage. They are feeling the pressure. They are feeling like nothing is working on this attacking side at the moment. And Permitted, they've had pistols, they've had the Marshal buy. This was your rifle round. This was the big round. Dimensional drift investment. You get in towards the site.
That's true.
But Paper X recognize that and they take the fight early. Again, it's what we saw successful for them. It's what they didn't do on Corrode that I was waiting for. So it feels like in the interim, they figured out what they needed to do to get back in towards this one. But now DRX, we'll see if it's Groundhog Day in this A site again, as they do get in to try and get that plant.
With a half buy, should say. Still though, Paper X, same flood, same procedures. It's Forsaken this time off the blind sides. DRX tucked into, I guess, the left side off the site. Got Bane in with Hunter's Fury and some other utility as well, but this might not be the round to deploy.
No.
He sends out the shock darts. Paper X trying to get onto the spike, and they've got the smoke surrounded. Recon's through, Hermes down, and that's just Devi doing his thing into cave. No survival for DRX. Solid recognition coming through.
Watch them run when lit by my soul.
Paper X have 10. DRX are winless on this attacking side of theirs. They have no timeouts. Everything is being able to be dictated, damn what a shot, by Paper X in this half right now. This feels like it is now Paper X's map to lose. We need to see a very convincing decision and round come out from DRX right now. They have not been able to one-dimensionally get in towards the A site. They have to change it. Is this going to be what they need? The operator back in possession for Hyunmin. Hunter's Fury for Bane, the pit for Marco still. They can't really contend with A, you'd assume.
Whoa!
That is a great starting decision from something and from Forsaken. Flash and op play on the line, removing Hyunmin, who's been sitting on 19 kills, by the way, for so long now.
Pit in from Devi as well. Flushes DRX clearly into the B site. Jing has the smoke set up. You got 3 players already hovering across from Paper X's side. Just watching, waiting through the smokes, getting a couple of suppressive shots into it. No chance. Everyone from DRX who was hiding around that smoke got turned into Swiss cheese.
Yep, they're just peppering them down little by little. Call them Pepper X at the moment. Marco and Freeing just absolutely going to have to capitulate in this round. Forced to, as a matter of fact. And they might not even survive at all. 5 alive for Paper X. Marco by himself.
Backed into the corner.
Finds one, but with 5 HP,
30 seconds left.
it's going to be pretty darn difficult to hold onto this gun because you just throw caution to the wind if you're Paper X, or you throw a shock dart courtesy of Envy. Then there was 11 for Paper X.
What do you say, drone? Ready
It's
to
been
stretch for the
7 rounds in a row now for the Southeast Asians.
A case in point of a snowball affair.
DRX has not yet found an answer.
Yep, and we thought that the Zeta game for DRX was one of the best highlights of a snowball in this game of Valorant that we know right now in current meta.
them down.
This kind of feels worse.
Oh my goodness.
Or a better case, rather. DRX, the blades are out, and the drone first, but not spotting something. Do they suspect he's on the line? He's dashed away! How is he still alive? He's not! Okay, cut down to size. An advantage finally for DRX. This is probably the best chance they actually have, because no one is on this A site anymore for Paper X.
Yeah, I didn't think to it. Why would DRX suddenly explode off into the A site? But
You
now
have
it's
to
an
pit.
off.
You have to pit right now. You need all that you can to try and win this round. Bane playing the distance game
Got
with
a
the Hunter's
Bucky
Fury.
into the pit as well. And you're right, Hunter's Fury is online. Setting up, waiting for it, as Paper X tries to surround and get themselves into this territory that's been set up by Mako. He's got a frenzy as well, so this game plan completely clear. Hyunmin, with the Blade Storm, eliminates yet another, but there goes Jing, trying to work with what he can actually find. Still though, the hugest obstacle off the site of this round, it's just completely blocking Paper X's path to success. Mako gets himself onto the board, and it's a thrifty for DRX.
Imagine if there was ever a time to step up though, right? It's before your opponents get to map point, series point in an elimination position. And you come online with that pit, with the way in. The blade's working for Hyunmin as well. Gets off 19, gets the kills. That was desperately needed for DRX.
Hold up. PaperX bring out double off.
Yep. It could actually play with their economy if they're not too careful, but Envy's fine, Devi's fine. See what they look to do. One through mid, one through elbow. With a bailout strategy for Forsaken 2, don't forget. And if you can block their lines of sight, makes the ops a little bit more risky to go for any ambitious peekings like this. Something. Trying to do his best face clan impression, perhaps. But we all know how that went recently. Forsaken, though, on to freeing. We'll find first pick.
Maybe the second ops only made known. Ching tucked around the back of the pyramids on a site. He actually circles around, trying to get ahead of the wave. It's Hyunmin, manages to spot him out. In with his shot at close range. Devi, though, out from the back of Orange, works with the information retrieved by his teammate and finds 3. Hermes answers back. Pops off the flash, looks for a bit more, but gets shut down by his Yoru counterpart at the very end. It's PaperX now at the cusp of closing out the series.
And those were some delicious kills to come in from Devi there for that 3K as well. Just catching DRX through the choke of the A site. 3 series points now for PaperX to not get eliminated, and for DRX it has got to be a damaging feeling right now that nothing has gone your way on this attacking side. Mate, the only round that you found so far was the Thrifty with the pit.
And the Blades.
And the Blades
These
being...
were our past kickoff champions.
Yeah, 2025 kickoff champions. Representatives at internationals aplenty.
Flown out. Forsaken just reads all of it. Sends a shot right through. A second! And off goes Mako as well, trying to play around the screen. Still has to watch out, though, because opponents all around. As PaperX get themselves back into line. Something gets sussed out.
Yep, you'll take that kill any day of the week. A 3 versus 3, you need to start to look for the plant to go down. As Bane has Hunter's Fury as well. You've still got freeing. What stars do you maybe still have available as well for that Gravwell? As Marco finds the 3K in the round, freeing finds Envy. This is looking better for DRX to hold on to dear life.
Bring it to a 10. Devi, though, still in the game, but gets spotted out by the barrel. Freeing's position untenable. And there goes DRX, not backing down.
Remember, there's timeout available for PaperX as well, but you call that, you give an opportunity. Determined to have a chat.
Whoa.
And my friends, the timer is paused.
I don't know how I feel about this buy, but yeah, we'll see.
I feel like this is not the friendly pause.
Might not. Alex goes screaming into their ears. It's 12-10. And a single mistake could cost them. A single mistake and we might go into OT.
Yeah. Okay, there's chatter. This is a friendly pause. We're all good. I'm saying that it's not a tech pause. That's why we're friendly. But there's an opportunity now that you feel like was desperately needed for the side of DRX to have another chat, to try and navigate a way to get these next 2 rounds, to push us into overtime. This team that is notorious for a 5th, 6th finish position, if they're not getting to the international stages, DRX will not see themselves go out in 6th right now in this triple elim bracket. They want another chance at the international stage. My people.
I was just waiting for you to send that. Yeah, love to see it. Fans from down under, but at the same time for PaperX, both teams truly such storied players all throughout Pacific. The fact that they possibly have to get sent packing at the end of this series, at the end of this map.
And this is such a big round for DRX actually as well, because look at the economy of PaperX. They could be in a Wheaton state of affairs in the next round. They'll have some guns, don't get me wrong, but not the whole kit and caboodle. But this is a big round for DRX. 4 to the main, a drift on in for Hermes to scope everything out. Needs to come with an advantage here, you would assume, because by the timing that is slipped in for Devi, he finds Hyunmin.
He got ahead of the drift, and then the Hunter's Ring gets pulled out as well. Invi fires back as Bane unfortunately gets silenced. Still though, into sight, Mako has managed to take down his opponent. Now, they set themselves up.
Bang on for the plant as well. Jing to reposition to the back of A lobby. No one can hear this one. How long does Marco stay around? Jing spotted him, but doesn't reveal himself too early. Plays the trigger discipline right now as Jing scales up, finds Marco.
And now you get sent the Paranoia into sight. Hermes has to back away from it. He's backed up by his teammate though, but they get spotted out by something. Jumping through with Forsaken onto the shorty. Bane still stays alive. His teammate fallen, and there goes something with the operator punched through. It's diabolical from Paper X to end it in this fashion, 13 to 10. They surround the site, they plant their feet down, and they send DRX home.
And there's backwards and forwards affair in the RX Derby recently as well. Last time at Champs, it was DRX that got the better of Paper X, but this time it is the train conductors who may be doing another little run in the lower bracket. We'll have to see if that will continue. I'm very glad that this series got all three maps, of course. I think we all are as well, but it's always a bit of a solemn affair when we have to send one team home. And for today, that is DRX. They will not be having their chance at an international once more.
Which is quite unfortunate to say. We've seen the performances, we've seen the improvements from DRX. Hermes stepping up to bat, especially in the previous map.
And it's early stages as well, right? It's kickoff when you had to really rebuild this roster at a very late stage in the mix as well, with what we see with Flashback happening for DRX stepping away. Who do we get? Hermes coming in, changing up the roles as well, right? From the Initiator on the KO, I think it looks gorgeous. From getting in this Yoru as well, there's a learning process into this Tier 1 atmosphere that I think really does look good for DRX. I think it's early, and they've got a lot that they can build upon as well. But from us, folks, it's a bit of a shorty one here. We're going to send it down to the stage for an interview with Paper X.
And it is Paper X claiming their victory over DRX tonight. Congratulations to Paper X and something. Shall we? Please join me over here. 네, 오늘 경기 승리를 거둔 페이퍼렉스의 썸띵 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다. 썸띵 선수 기분 좋은 모습 또 봐서 좋은데 특히나 또 Z를 잡은 모습이 오랜만에 보지 않나 싶습니다. 먼저 그동안 썸띵 선수의 Z가 많이 보고 싶었거든요. 좀 어떻게 느끼고 있는지부터 물어보도록 하겠습니다. Congratulations, 썸띵, on the win, but also being back on the jet finally. We were able to see you be that aggressive, something that we used to know. So what was it like getting to play that agent again on Breeze? Liberating?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while I played on Jet. Maybe last time I played in stage 1, I think, basically like 6 months ago, something like that. So it's been a while, I miss Jet. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play on Jet.
Z를 마지막으로 한 게 한 6개월
엔지 잘하는데
기억도 안 날 만큼 좀 오래돼서 오랜만에 Z를 하니까 너무 재밌었고 그리웠다고 얘기를 하는데요.
मजा आ गया भाई कीपर एक्स जीत गई यही तो हम चाहते थे हाँ। Primodium. Primodium, Primodium.
Match found.
Huh?
If I power down, restart me. You leave me for scrap, I'll kill you.
Fight.
Clear to engage. Weapons hot. Kill.
हमें ये भी नहीं लग रहा भाई.
Got him.
अबे क्या हो रहा है भाई?
Shut down. Tango down.
My aim is shit. Shit है बुरा shit.
Bad guy down. Target dead.
देख हम्म,
10 kills remaining.
क्या जीता है भाई पेपर एक्स।
I can do this all day.
साढ़े ऑफ चलाएगा। मैंने मिडनाइट निकाला ही नहीं अभी तक। मिडनाइट निकालो क्या? सो दैट थोड़ा क्लियर विजन मिलेगा आज का।
5 kills remaining.
भाई क्या क्या भाई? asshole।
Cancel.
One kill remaining.
आजा पिया तो है प्यार। ऐड तो कर तभी तो आऊंगा। ऐसे थोड़ी आ जाऊंगा। जियो सोपी। अबे तुम लोग फ्लैट है भाई। अच्छा एक फ्लैट है। देख अभी बता रहा भाई मेरे को खेलना आता नहीं।
Match found.
क्या मेन करते हो भाई तुम?
मैं स्काई खेल लूंगा।
Alright, where's the fight? Deadlock, you promised to loosen up, mate. I can see the tension from here. But this is the most relaxed I've been all day. Here. G'day. Careful here. Time to hunt.
एक हेवन है।
Gonna fall back here. Reloading. Target spotted. Plant the spike. Over there. Reloading. One enemy remaining. Hawk out. Flawless. 5 in, 5 out. Rightio. You see, they're flawed. Ordinary. Here. Good on ya. I got yous, okay? Time to hunt.
भाई good.
हेवन है अभी भी।
Doing a thing. Cutting the weakness. Spike down A.
अरे हेवन स्मोक देता ना।
One less. Hawk out. Blinded.
अरे रे
Last player standing.
Heaven move नहीं हो रहा है, क्या बात है भाई?
That tech.
हेवन स्मोक ही नहीं था, वहीं से मार दिया सबको।
control. There.
Blocking movement. Don't miss me too much. Enough. Reloading.
Help, help.
Hawk out. Blinded.
Backstab.
167.
Last player standing.
Sky, don't get shot. I need my hiking buddy in tip-top shape. Let's play slow.
I will rip the light from them.
Time to hunt.
अभी भी हेवन है.
Be right back. Nice and slow. Problem solved. Buried.
Last player standing.
Eesh. Nice try.
My burden never ends.
अरे मिड कंट्रोल लेके जाने का क्या यहाँ से वेंट से.
कर सकते हैं.
स्पाइक पकड़ो तुम लोग, मैं जाता हूँ वहाँ से.
You're mine, Reina.
Seek them out. Found one. There's another.
हाँ.
Cover going out.
Nowhere to run. Spike down A. I have the spike. Spike planted. Still in sight. Cutting their vision. Done. Last player standing.
You're all more important than words on a brief. Look out for each other.
Come on, guys.
Radio.
We gotta dig in.
थोड़ा वेट करना.
Cover going out.
Throwing net. Hitting the brakes.
राइट में गया है, वो राइट गया है. ऊपर ऊपर है
Last player standing.
47 भाई मुझे ही ब्लाइंड करके
Getting tired is optional. Keep the energy up. Reloading.
Need a drop. Thank you. Careful here.
Reloading. Ut på tur, aldri sur. Reloading.
रुकना जरा रुकना
Throwing.
हेवन बैक साइड
Scout destroyed. No surprises. Plant the spot. Over there.
फ्लैंक 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 देख पीछे से
Hawk out. Pull them to their grave.
पीछे कोई नहीं है
Reeling them in.
ऊपर ही है ऊपर ही
One enemy remaining.
Go and meet your maker. Var försiktig. The battlefield changes with every play. We've got this.
There.
Show yourself you can. Time to hunt. Destroy. Slow down. There's that. Finished.
ऊपर देखो ऊपर
Spike planted. Sensor destroyed.
One
Backstab.
enemy remaining.
Back in a flash.
ऊपर ही है
Hawk out. Hawk out. I'm out
मत
of
लो भाई
stuff.
ऑफ मत लो है
नहीं ले रहा
यू
Need a drop. Thanks. Find the weak point and break it.
You want to play? Let's play.
ओहो
No escape. Barrier deployed.
Shadows traveling.
Feeling sight.
Enemy remaining.
नहीं खाऊंगा अभी टाइम
Keeping my
खाता ना
combat is a means to an end, and we are the means. Rightio. Rightio. Time to hunt.
बैक साइड है ऊपर
Over there. Back in a flash. Spike planted.
One enemy remaining.
You had your fun. My turn.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Strike at their weak points. If one link breaks, the rest will follow.
फिर करो, फिर अर्ली डॉग करो.
भाई ए फेक करना ठीक है, बी जाएंगे हम, ए फेक करके आओ.
हाँ.
मैं होल्ड करता हूँ.
Over there. I will not die today. Good on ya. Seek them out.
Nice.
Doing a thing. Found one. Spike planted. Over there. Over there. Enemy spotted me. Target spotted mid. Hush. Enemy spotted mid.
One enemy remaining. Last round before the switch. Don't be cheap.
Spend it all before saving credits.
More of the same, yeah? Careful here.
Time to hunt.
ये कहाँ से आया?
Hawk out. Blinded. Line 'em up.
Doing a thing.
Get out of my way. Hawk out.
अरे इसके पीछे क्या?
Player standing. Spike down A. Switching sides.
No one's gonna give you what you want. Work for it. We've got this.
Shoot.
चेंबर में तो
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted B. No escape.
Reloading. One enemy remaining.
Reloading.
The spike is diffused.
Just some good old hard yakka, standing in between us and victory. I need help.
B.
अरे यार
Spike planted.
एक स्मोक में
There.
Hawk out. Blinded.
अबे सरप्राइज दे दिया
One enemy remaining. Didn't expect that to work.
Gun here. Make them regret their choice of profession.
एक टाई को किले मत छोड़ो
लर्क करूँ क्या मैं
हाँ करो अरे
हाँ हाँ मिड से आएंगे टाई पे तुम
तीनों ए पे
140 है ना तुम जाते रहो आराम से
Last player standing.
easy way.
Spike planted. One enemy
Back
remaining.
side.
Blinded. Hawk out. Blinded.
Nice one, bhai.
Nice try, mate.
Clutch.
Don't even try. Sky, you would have made a fine story, I guess. Over there. Over there.
भाई भाई आए एकदम से बताना चिल्ला देना बिल्कुल
इधर ही ए पे
Hawk out.
he takes the
Blinded.
चिल्ला भाई चिल्ला नहीं रहा तू
One enemy remaining.
नाइस वन भाई नाइस वन का ये हुई ना बात भाई
The enemy only looks composed. Their heart's still a different story.
Over there. There. On my mark. Seek them out.
मिड थोड़ा ध्यान से
Hawk out.
रुक जा आराम से हो जाएगा उधर।
Spike planted. Blinded. Last player standing. Flawless.
Everyone okay now? You all feeling good? We got this.
हेल्प।
मिड है, मिड और 2-3 बंदे हैं। चढ़ गए यहाँ पे। एक लिंक है। नहीं, भाग गया।
Match point.
Their head is in the guillotine. Need a drop. Thank you.
सब वही है, जल्दी तुम बिना कुछ सोचे वहां चले जाओ। नाइस। ब्लाइंड भी हो।
Spike planted.
नाइस। ऊपर चढ़ा एक मेरे साथ।
One enemy.
ऊपर डब्बे पे।
अरे
राइट नीचे।
जी भाई। तो भाई तुम लोग खेलो, मैं खाना वाना खा के आता हूँ।
ओके बड़ी। भाई चलो।
ओके भाई।